start. Welcome to the Boondlecast.
We don't need no intro song.
Yeah, no,
We
no,
don't need it. No,
we're not.
we don't need it.
No,
Welcome to Boondlecast. Hi. We're
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 not.
gonna make it to where it's less jumbled in the future. I'm sure. Probably
No,
not.
no, raw. We're doing this raw.
We're doing it live. Fuck
Pretty
it.
much. Pretty much.
Bill O'Reilly.
Hopefully the
Bill
sound is
O'Reilly.
better this. Hopefully the sound is better this time than it was last time. Last time I fucked up.
Hopefully so. Hopefully people can hear me. Can you hear me now? Can you? Can you hear
Oh,
what I'm
very
saying?
loud and clear. Very loud and
Okay.
clear.
Good. So I am, of course, your friendly neighborhood Boon Slayer. This Sunday at the Oscars, I won Best Merchandise Store, and I also have a YouTube channel where I make music reviews and commentaries.
Yep. And I am your friendly neighborhood Susie Doodle from the channel of which you are currently watching this on, more than likely, unless Boone is also recording this. I didn't win any Oscars, but I was nominated for Best Internet Reviewer to come out last year.
Yeah, I actually won that category as well.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Um,
You stole my
sorry.
Oscar.
Sorry, I DiCaprio'd you.
So-
that's okay. You'll get it in like 10 years.
Anyway. Dude, I don't even know, like, how did you fucking beat me? Like, you even beat me in the category of Best Blue-Haired Reviewer. Like, how the...
I don't
You
even
son
have
of a-
blue hair.
You son
I
of
don't
a
even
bitch,
have
you
blue
stole it.
hair. Like,
You
I
stole
don't
it from me,
understand.
though. You stole
Was
it
it,
from
was
me,
it
though.
was it from back when I had purple hair? Are they counting that?
I don't know.
I don't understand. I like you heard it in the acceptance speech. I'm like, I don't know why I won this award. You can see my hair. It's not even. It's not even. What are you doing? Like, God, the Oscars. There was some weird stuff going on at the Oscars last night, wasn't there? Or not
Yeah,
last night.
But
on
night
Sunday.
before.
My
Night
brain.
before.
My brain fucking sucks.
Yep. Commentary, joke, inside humor.
Commentary joke. Commentary joke.
Oh, right. But speaking of Oscars, we actually have some of that we're going to talk about later. For now, though, like, this is the open up to shit talking, because I know Boone's got some stuff to say about a certain poster that's behind him in our picture. A certain Surf's Up too.
So yes, recently on the Twitter of, for those who don't know, I am a wrestling fan. All right, and I watch a lot of different wrestling products. Well, mostly WWE because that's like the main thing going right now. But you know, but I do try to keep up with indies as well. But WWE on Twitter, I don't follow their Twitter, so I ended up finding out about this kind of secondhand. They put out a tweet announcing Surf's Up to Wave Mania. Now, for those who aren't familiar with Surf's Up, it's a movie about fucking surfing penguins, okay?
Hey, now, to be fair, that's not a bad concept. It's not a bad concept.
It's not a bad concept, but keep in mind this is Hollywood doing it.
This is true.
Yeah. Like and the cast includes Vince McMahon, Triple H, The Undertaker, John Cena, and Paige.
Yep.
I have many questions. First question, what the fuck? Second question, what the fuck? And third, why would you do this? Why would you ruin anything that's good in entertainment? Why? Why?
I don't know. Again, it could be worse. Could be,
Hey Doodle, don't you have a poster behind you too?
Yes, but we're covering High School Musical also later in the show, and I'll get to that
we
when
have
we get
no
there.
other reason to cover Surf's Up to be fair. Like,
Yeah, we don't. No, we straight up don't. We do have a reason to to do High
Actually,
School
we do.
Musical.
John Cena is a rapper, so valid.
Is he though? Is he really?
He released an album. He released a rap album. It was actually not that bad.
All right, I'll take your word for it.
It was better than some of the shit we get now. I'll tell you that much. So, do you have any shit talking to do with the opening of the show?
I thought I did, but like now I'm kind of drawing a blank.
Ah,
So I
that
guess
happens.
I guess we'll just hop into news stories. You actually have some news stories this time,
Yes, I do
unlike
have some news stories.
unlike the last show.
Some of mine are joke. Some of mine are joke, to be perfectly honest. But let's talk about the biggest thing first. Let's talk about where we won our awards the other night.
Oh yeah, the Oscars. So we've
The
got
Oscars. Yes.
I have two stories related to the Oscars. I don't know if you have any or not.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Uh,
there's one obvious one. There's the one obvious one, but I already made a joke about it, so.
yeah. Specifically, like the biggest one that I want to touch on when it comes to the Oscars, especially the winners, because I mean most of this is movie stuff and this is a music podcast. I mean, I guess we could talk about DiCaprio a little bit more, but the biggest thing that we're looking at here is the music to some of these movies that won. Specifically, the music original score, original, and original song, basically. So, the original score, the Hateful Eight one, I don't know if you saw that.
I did. The score was really good. I'm very happy that it won. I think Star Wars The Force Awakens, I understand it not winning because its score was rather derivative of the original movies, which fits. Don't get me wrong, it fits well. But Hateful Eight, in terms of having a fully original score, really shined.
Yep. And, oh boy, this one's going to be fun. Music original song, Writings on the Wall, by the one and only irrelevant artist Sam Smith.
Okay, to be fair, or to not to be fair, to be a pair, um, what else was going to fucking win that? What else actually deserved it?
Till It Happens to You, Earned It, Manta Ray.
Earned it. I do. It's a very good song.
It's not a great song, no, but it's like,
I'm willing to sort of give you Till It Happens to You. I do think that the Academy does have a bit of a thing for Bond themes, though.
mm-hmm. No,
Which
if there's a
this
Bond
is
theme, the following year it's gonna win.
this is the weakest. This is the absolute weakest Bond theme in years, and this is following up Skyfall. Skyfall.
Adele! We already made our opinion clear on Adele.
Screw you, Adele. You're too good. We can't make fun of you. I guess since we're doing this sort of at the opening, we can call it general shit talking. Spotlight out of nowhere winning Best Picture. Jesus Christ. Like
Yep.
all
All of those.
early awards, Mad Max Fury Road was winning. I honestly thought it had a chance. Also, this is the first time in years that Best Director didn't win Best Picture. So that's another thing.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like Writings on the Wall shouldn't have won. Till It Happens to You, Earned It, and Manta Ray are better. Just in my opinion. Earned It's not even that good, but still better than Writings on a Wall. And I haven't actually seen any of the following music in the original score, so like I didn't see The Hateful Eight, I didn't see The Force Awakens, Sicario, Carol, or Bridge of Spies.
You should see The Force Awakens because otherwise I'm not allowed to say spoilers on this podcast.
Well, the thing is I don't care.
Okay.
Like, The thing is, I have a very unpopular opinion about Star Wars. I just
Then
don't
again,
care.
I should wait until at least 6 months after it comes out on DVD anyway, because let's be honest, by that point, it's like you've either seen it or you don't care, most
Yeah,
likely. It's months after DVD, not like immediately after.
yeah, I know. But with me, like, Star Wars, I just never got into it. I have nothing against it. Like, it's not an
Mhm.
awful movie to me. I just don't care.
I grew up in a Star Wars house, so
Yeah, no, I can understand why people like it. I definitely understand why people like it. I definitely see it. I didn't get into it. It's kind of the same thing with Lord of the Rings. I just didn't get into it.
fair enough. Fair enough.
Anyway,
Our
this
to the nerds, so
the
let us move on.
second the second Oscars story I have. Well, actually, I think I technically have a third one relating to the irrelevant artist that's still somehow relevant.
Which seems to be the theme in this episode.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely get there. But no, the second story I've got is Oscars 2016. Kanye West sends congrats to his guy, Leo DiCaprio. It's just a funny little thing.
Yep, that is not going to be the last Kanye West related story on this podcast, but we'll get there.
Yep. I don't know. This was just a silly little thing I saw where he was just like, uh, or what Kanye tweeted out was just like, finally, our guy, we're so happy for Leo. Like, it was just something silly.
Like
Um,
everybody's guy, though. To be fair, like
yeah.
Leo just belongs to the general public.
Oh, I like there was a picture I saw on Facebook this morning where Leonardo DiCaprio apparently tweeted out, I'm just happy that you guys like. I couldn't give a shit less about my Oscar. I'm just happy that you guys will stop making memes about me. I don't know. I have no idea if that was something he actually tweeted, but that is hilarious.
Yeah, I could have gone my entire life without winning an Oscar because everybody knows that I fucking deserved one. But the fact is, you guys keep making memes, and I'm sick of your bullshit.
Yeah, you couldn't give a shit less about his Oscar. I don't know if that was actually something he tweeted. I want to go in there. I want to go into his Twitter and see though.
Yeah. Any other relevant things?
Um, Not relevant, but Sam Smith announces he's taking a Twitter break after Oscars win.
Okay. I'm sure for most people, it will be the same as if he didn't take a Twitter break.
Pretty much. Sam Smith, why are you even still around? I mean, you made like one good song and then you just kinda stuck around. Like, you're not popular, but you're not unpopular, and you're not completely irrelevant, but you're not relevant. What the fuck are you, Sam? Make up your mind. So, do you got anything related to the Oscars?
Um, Not really. I have something related to the Grammys, but eh.
You still have a Grammy story?
Yes, it is related to the Grammys. Solely because it involves a winner of the Grammys. I have I have other news stories, but I literally just went on Billboard and found this, so this is completely unplanned before now.
Read it off.
So, do you recall the winner of Best Musical at the Grammys?
No, but I can go back and look.
Pop musical Hamilton was the winner.
Oh, Hamilton, right.
Yes. Well, they are making a mixtape with remixes, covers, and songs inspired by the musical Hamilton. So, here's a list of some people who are going to be on this album.
Okay.
Busta Rhymes,
Good start. Good start.
Ben Folds, Regina Spektor, And speaking of irrelevant, relevant artists,
Yeah.
Queen Latifah.
Queen Lat- Wait, she was an
Queen
artist?
Latifah. Yes, she was a rapper before she was an actor.
Huh. Okay.
So irrelevant, you didn't even know she rapped. Common, who is a very good rapper.
Yeah,
Usher.
that'll be good.
Usher.
Usher.
Yes. I guess they're
Welcome,
going to actually do. They're going to do singing on here as well, not just rapping.
welcome
Which,
back, Usher.
yeah. Sia.
Welcome. Ugh. Okay.
Sia. And Chance the Rapper.
Oh boy.
Rapper named Chance. Yeah, a lot of people over in the Odd Call, a lot of people over in ODD are very excited about Chance the Rapper being on a mixtape, considering the lie that was the recent Kanye West mixtape.
Yeah, wasn't that like the life of something that was kind of
Like the
bad?
life of Pedro. The life of
Wasn't that
Pedro.
wasn't that just absolute garbage, absolute trash?
It was not good. It was not very good, no. But people were already against it because they teased it as a new Chance the Rapper mixtape when it was really a Kanye West mixtape that had tons of feature artists. Which
Oh,
would be fine, but you know, it sort of turned people against it when you're saying it's one thing, but it's really another.
oh, you don't do that. You don't do that.
You don't do that. So I think it's your turn for a news story.
All right, Aaron Carter. Since we're on the topic of irrelevant art or irrelevant, celebrities just in general, Aaron Carter endorses Donald Trump for president.
Good for him.
Okay, so let me just kind of read off the story a little bit. Aaron Carter has made his vote be known for who he is endorsing in the 2016 election. In response to Donald Trump's tweet where the GOP candidate wrote, "I am self-funding my campaign and am therefore not controlled by the lobbyists and special interests like lightweight Rubio or Ted Cruz," Carter replied with his celebrity endorsement. "Does America want to have a president who follows someone or leads? I vote for @TheReal Donald Trump."
Okay, I can see his point as to about Donald Trump not being controlled by lobbyists. I can see that point. The problem is, it's fucking Donald Trump.
Pretty much.
The problem is Donald Trump.
I mean, we're talking about a guy who wants to build a wall between Mexico and America. I mean, and get and hire Mexicans to do it and have Mexico pay for it, may I add.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's not how politics work.
No, it isn't. Aaron Carter, what the fuck have you been up to lately? Like,
So speaking of people who are more relevant and would be probably a better president than Donald Trump, Justin Bieber.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, for his birthday, he got a shirtless wax figure. Of course, this would imply that Justin Bieber isn't already a wax figure. That's all I got. That was literally just for the purposes of joke.
Yeah. No, I have there's actually a breaking story. I don't know if you see it, but it's going to be relating to something else we're going to talk about later in the Boondlecast.
I hang on. Let me move to the main page again.
It's just there on the side there. Like,
oh, is it?
Yeah. You might see it.
We'll see if it
But
is. I don't really see it, but
meanwhile, on that note though, or at least on the Aaron Carter note, from one Carter to the next, Nick Carter reflects on the 90s Backstreet Boys, says new album is in the works.
Yes, the Backstreet Boys are still a thing. They have.
Everybody.
I'm pretty sure they are down to 4 members.
Yeah. Pretty certain they are as well.
They also made a collaborative album with New Kids on the Block at one point.
Ouch. Wasn't that kind of their competition at the time?
No, they were actually never in direct competition with each other. Backstreet Boys competition were NSYNC.
Well, now I knew that, but weren't also New Kids on the Block there too as well? At least at the time?
No, nah. Like, New Kids on the Block were late 80s, early 90s.
Oh,
And
I see.
Backstreet Boys were mid to late 90s. And NSYNC were like mid to late 90s and then the early 2000s. Whereas Backstreet Boys were irrelevant as of their Black and Blue album because no one gave a shit about that album.
Yup.
I'm a sad human being. I actually know this shit. Speaking of sad human beings, Jason Derulo.
Oh
Are
boy.
you familiar? That segue. Are you familiar with the program CMT Crossroads?
Kinda.
It's kind of like when MTV did that mashup thing, when they did
Yeah.
the Jay-Z and Linkin Park thing, except with
Yeah,
country people.
Yeah, I know.
So-
Like it's,
So they've
it's
announced.
I know
Yes.
what CMT was. I just, I kind of know what Crossroads was too. Anyway.
So-
go on.
Here's the thing. Crossroads. It's also related to our later topic. So
Is it?
yes, it's the name of the movie.
Mm.
Uh.
Oh.
So. Yeah, you got it now. All right. So CMT has announced their new pairings for CMT Crossroads. I'll just start at the bottom and then work my way up. Nick Jonas and Thomas Rhett. That's
Oh.
going to be not really familiar with Thomas Rhett, but
It could work. It could work.
yeah. Rob Thomas and Charles Kelly of Lady Antebellum.
That doesn't hold promise.
No, it doesn't. And Cheap Trick and Jennifer Nettles.
That doesn't
should
hold
be
promise.
Interesting. That should be weird if interesting. I like Cheap Trick though, so I don't know. And Jason Derulo and Luke Bryan.
Now, see, I don't know how familiar you are, Boone, with Luke Bryan.
I've heard one or two of his songs. I think it's going to be very interesting. That doesn't mean good.
No, see, if anyone was ever pissed at Florida Georgia Line for role,
Mm-hmm.
then they're not gonna like Jason Derulo and Luke Bryan. Mm-mm.
No,
That's
they're
just,
not.
I do not imagine
Bro
that'll.
country all the way. Bro country all the way.
That can only, like Jason Derulo plus Luke Bryan, it can only equal to bro country. It doesn't matter what the equation is, as long as it's Jason Derulo and Luke Bryan, it is bro country at the end.
Yep. So what else do you have for us that's hopefully unrelated to bro country?
Let's see. I have Major Lazer.
Major Lazer is not related to bro country. At least I would hope not. Go ahead.
Major Lazer drops lighted up video featuring Nyla and Fuse. This is just kind of like a thing that I know people have actually been asking for quite a while.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad Light It Up got a video because that's actually a really good song.
Mm-hmm. This was just a short little thing, and I can move on because you don't got very many stories. I don't actually know if you have any stories at all of this.
I have like 5 more stories total.
Yeah, I have a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
So moving on from Major Lazer, we're gonna go in. I'm gonna bring up some really old but legendary bands coming back for reunion tours, or not really reunion
Mhm.
tours, but like like tours and stuff like that. Guns N' Roses April reunion, and Rolling Stones announces a free concert in Cuba.
It's very interesting that that concert in Cuba is going to be free. I think that's very interesting.
Anyway, as for Guns N' Roses April reunion, it will not include Izzy Stradlin.
Which is a shame, but at the same time, Axl Rose is kind of a dick. So, like,
Is anyone really looking forward to Guns N' Roses reunion?
I don't
I'm,
think.
I mean, I'm sure there's some, like, I'm sure there's some diehard Guns N' Roses fans, but I mean,
I think people know how much Axl and Slash do not get along, so they're like, it's gonna be nice, but
how long is it gonna last? It's like the, it's
gonna.
like that, it's like that Gorillas reunion that's been like promised.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, that's a different issue, but yeah.
Gorillas, come back. You're actually good.
To be fair, Blur still exists.
Do they?
Yes, the lead
Hmm.
singer of Blur is the guy in Gorillaz.
Yeah, I knew that, but like, I didn't know Blur, the band was still a thing.
Yeah, they got back together when he took a hiatus from Gorillaz. The reason
Hmm.
Blur stopped being a thing was because Gorillaz started.
Uh-huh, I see.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, speaking of things we want to come back, have you ever heard of Tidal?
Title? The name sounds familiar.
It is this streaming service created by like Jay-Z and them, you know.
Oh yeah, I've seen. I think I've seen commercials for it.
Well, there is a class action lawsuit against them
All right, what's it about?
for failing to pay royalties.
Wah wah.
Whoops. Yeah, Tidal has had a lot of fuck ups with its debut, and this is just another one coming down the pipeline. I just felt the need to talk about it because it's another case of something like that happening. And I technically could segue into my next point, but you have more than me, so.
Well, if you want to segue, then you can segue.
Okay. Speaking of things associated with Jay-Z, Kanye West. Um, I'm really good at these segues. Says the guy who's making them. I'm not biased at all. Um, so after releasing The Life of Pablo, he took to Twitter and he announced the name of his next album. The name of that next album is TurboGrafx 16.
Mm-hmm.
As in the
See,
old game console, TurboGrafx 16.
yeah, I was about to say because you brought this up yesterday with
Mm-hmm.
something that was irrelevant, and I didn't actually know what that was.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like 19.
It is so
TurboGrafx 6.
confusing. It is so confusing to the point where famous nerdcore rapper who's currently making a wrestling album, Mega Ran, literally basically just raised his eyebrows on Twitter. Or raised one eyebrow in confusion. Just like, what? Because Kanye West, not known for being in tune with the nerds.
No, not at all.
No.
Speaking of things that happened on Twitter, and fuck it, I can't do a fucking segue. Iggy Azalea still hates Azalea Banks, but regrets beefing with Papa John's.
Yep. I mean, I guess Papa John's won't let her buy pizza anymore, She can feel free to go down to Papa Murphy's and bake it herself if she wants to, But
Fuck
you
it,
know,
just go to.
I'm sure she could probably pay somebody to bake it for her, for that matter.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's
But
that, but I mean, fuck it, you could go to Domino's too. I mean, why
mm-hmm.
Papa
You can go.
John's?
You can go to Pizza Hut. You can go to the combination Pizza Hut and Taco Bell. In fact,
But you want to know the best thing about this story?
what's that?
The intro, like the first line, is apparently something that she said. If I could, I would Men in Black memory erase 2015. I totally would.
I think we all would like to Men in Black memory erase the Azalea from 2015. I think we all would enjoy that.
No, fuck that. Go back further. 2014 when she was actually still relevant.
Yeah, just erase a couple years of that. Speaking of the internet, which we were speaking about the internet for a while, YouTube. So you know how there's been a lot of issues with people getting videos taken down lately.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. YouTube has decided to form a team to address the problem.
That's good.
And basically they're trying to get it to where they're creating a policy operations. Oh no, that's not the name of it. But basically, there's been a lot of issues they've had with abuse of the community guidelines, and they're doing things to fix it. So that's good.
You know why, right? Because we're making a big stink about it. Hashtag where's the fair use?
Hashtag what the fuck, YouTube?
WTFU.
Like, and you know what? When things are wrong, we need to make a big stink about it, because we can't just assume that they'll fix it. Definitely we can't. Not. We shouldn't. They should go ahead and fix it. But sometimes they're not going to be made aware of it until we make a big stink about it. And, it sucks when that happens, but sometimes it's just the nature of being a big business. You do need to make a big stink with the big business sometimes in order to get something done.
Yep.
Doesn't seem to work for WWE in terms of not pushing Roman Reigns, but I digress.
And speaking of making a big stink about things, Steve Martin it goes into meltdown mode for I don't want to watch this show, or I don't want to do this show on Jimmy Fallon.
It's almost like he signed up for a show he didn't want to do.
Either that or he didn't sign it up. But basically what he's saying is I've used up all my stories when I was in my 40s, but now I'm 52 years old and I don't want to do this show. He's saying to himself as his talk show stint beckoned. He's saying installed and took a slap to the face before getting the job done. And you can actually find it online. So.
Yeah. I can understand his point of view because he has a lot fewer stories to tell. With how long he's been doing this crap,
He's told most of his stories.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And that's what you go on talk shows to do. You go on talk shows to tell stories and promote your shit. That's it.
Pretty much.
And you can only promote your shit for so long before people kind of go like, this is ham-fisted.
Yep. And so on the topic of old things, or old people, Jack Fireman, trumpeter and musical director for legendary acts, dies at 91. Now, you didn't know who this was, so I'm pretty certain a lot of the people who are going to be watching this don't actually know as well.
No, most of the people are not going to know who he is.
Jack Fireman had worked with Steve Lawrence, Eddie Gorm, Elvis Presley, Frank Sinatra, Count Basie, Stan Kenton, and Johnny Mathis, among others. he performed with most every size orchestra, from swing bands to symphonies, and he had died January 19th in Sherman Oaks after his battle with cancer.
And one thing I will say is that it's always sad to see somebody go, but it always feels better when you see that they have lived an incredibly full life.
I feel like one thing that I do feel really, really bad about, though, is when you've never heard of someone who's died, and then you look at their history, and then you're like, oh,
This
wow.
person was actually really important. Yeah, I see that too, for sure.
Yeah, no, it's kind of like Earth, Wind, and Fire co-founder Maurice White, like when he died last month. So it's just like you look at what they did and you're just like, ouch. How have I not heard of this
Yeah.
person before? Um, you know what? We've been avoiding this story, so we might as well get to it. High School Musical 4.
Speaking of things that could be dead.
Yeah. High
Mhm.
School Musical 4 is officially happening. I've got like two fucking stories on this one thing. So, Disney Channel just announced that it's officially returning to East High for its new installment of the hit TV movie franchise. We'll not only meet the new Wildcats, but we'll also get to know East High's rivals, the West High Knights. Basically, this is the best news we've gotten since we found out that Zac Efron's arms, and it almost makes up for the fact that Zephron was unable to participate in the recent 10th anniversary celebration of the iconic franchise, which I would not, in hindsight, I would not say is iconic.
No, I would. So, so, Doodle, what's with that poster behind you?
Yeah, okay. I have a very dark history with High School Musical. See,
Yep.
as a kid in middle school, okay, I bought both the first and second High School Musical albums.
Okay.
I
Well,
still
middle
have
school, I
both.
could.
I still have both of them.
Okay.
You That's not gonna confuse you at all. Then how about
I
this
mean,
for
not
you?
everybody sells albums that they have.
Well, no, I mean the fact that I in middle school. We're talking about High School Musical, which is probably something for even at the time elementary school kids. I like People looked at me weird when I said that I bought the High School Musical 1 and 2 albums. And then I went on to watch in when I was actually in High School Musical 3. Yeah. No, yeah, no. High School Musical is definitely it goes back. And I'm the worst part is I'm probably going to watch High School Musical 4.
Why? Why would you do that
Because
to yourself? You know how
I
bad 3 was.
yeah, well, to be fair, this is going to be a new cast.
Okay.
To be fair.
Um, one thing I will say about High School Musical, I always it was clearly outside of my demographic.
Yeah.
I
You
never
being
gave a
10 years
shit.
you being 10 years older than I am.
Yeah. Um, when you were in middle school, I was in a retirement home. So, um, um, um so if we could
God.
stop laughing at that joke for a minute, which might be impossible, but I digress. Um, so so I always realized it was clearly outside of my demographic, and it's like, okay, this is what the kids are into. It's not, it must not be that bad then. I don't really care. It sounds stupid, but it's what the little kids are into. And then I saw Zac Efron in other movies, and I'm like, what the fuck? This is what those kids were all about. Zac Efron. What the fuck is this shit?
He was a pretty face.
like literally watching other kids shows from that era. I'm like, why are they watching High School Musical? Like,
Again, Zac Efron was a pretty face. Though,
yeah.
I watched it actually for the music. Unfortunately. Which is
Oh.
probably worse on my end. Because in hindsight, it's bad. It's so bad. Oh god. Hindsight is 2020,
That's
kids.
like watching Star Wars Episode 2 for the action scenes. Or better yet, watching Star Wars Episode 2 for the romantic scenes. You're watching it for the worst thing in it. Like,
Hindsight is 2020, kids. Learn from your
yes,
mistakes.
learn from your. Let's move on before you throw things.
Yeah. Miley Cyrus. Donald Trump is a fucking nightmare.
I agree.
I just saw this pop up on the side of the billboard thing, and I was just like, I have to click this.
Turns out Miley Cyrus is smart.
Aaron Carter, not so smart.
You would think it'd be the opposite way. You would think it would be the reverse.
You would think. Okay, so Miley Cyrus performs at Hilarity for charity's annual variety show. James Franco's Bar Mitzvah, benefiting the Alzheimer's Association, presented by Funny or Die, and Go 90 at the Hollywood Palladium in Los Angeles on October 17th, 2015. So why is it... Oh. Okay. So that was just like a picture. So it's not going to be a party in the USA if Donald Trump is president. Miley Cyrus took to Instagram to share her thoughts on the Republican presidential frontrunner, and surprise, she's not a fan. See also, Aaron Carter endorses Donald Trump for president. Donald Trump is a fucking nightmare, Cyrus captioned a photo of the man Tuesday. She also shared that she's going to move if she's elected. I'm gonna move out the country, she wrote alongside a photo showing one of Trump's super big Tuesday wins. While Cyrus hasn't officially lent her support to any candidate, she did recently post a photo of Bernie Sanders marching alongside Martin Luther King Jr.
So good for Miley Cyrus not falling for the Trump hype.
Yeah, and then there's Aaron Carter. Oh, you know, Trump is not someone to be bought. I support him.
Speaking of things that are ruining America, Kylie Jenner.
Oh boy.
I will get hated. So Kylie Jenner is one of the stars of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, which, as you know, is vomit
Cancer.
on your television. Yes, vomitous cancer on your television.
Cancer's vomit.
And you know, Kylie is a somewhat unique first name. Somewhat. So Kylie Jenner decided, hey, I don't know very many other people with this name. I'm going to trademark it. There's a problem, though. There is somebody with that name who actually, in later tours, started only going by that name. Kylie Minogue. Who most of you will not fucking remember.
So,
but Kylie Minogue was a big deal at one point in the United States. Trust me. I believe she was a big deal in the UK much longer. There was a tweet directed towards this situation by Kylie Minogue. Kylie Minogue says, "Hello, my name is Kylie, #LightYears." It's a reference to her song from the year 2000, Light Years, but also probably indicates that Kylie Jenner. But also, I like to think of it hilariously referring to the fact that Kylie Jenner is light years away from being able to trademark that name. But then, wait, shit. But then, in reference to Pokemon, wait, light years measures distance, not time.
Hey, it works on both ends, actually, if you think about it.
Yes, yes. And Minogue has sold over 65 million albums over her career. She's got Brit Awards. She's got Grammys.
Yeah, this goes down to anything and anyone who wants to trademark anything.
Chances are, if it's one word, you're not fucking getting away with it. First of all, like,
It actually has to be something original. Madonna could probably trademark the name Madonna. Could we all agree on this? She probably could.
yeah. Beyonce could probably trademark the name Beyonce. Probably.
Yeah.
I can't say for certain, but most likely.
Yeah, so like there are things you can trademark. Especially like in names especially, you know, there are things you can trademark. But the thing is, trademarking common phrases and names that have been said or names that of other people is not something that you should be able to trademark. Just straight
Like,
up.
for instance, React.
Or candy.
Or if we're going to go a little bit further back with it, you're fired.
Did he try doing that?
Yes.
Did Trump
he
actually try
fucking
doing that? Oh my god. Fucking Trump. Yeah, no, yeah, you can't trademark those things. If it's in commonplace, you cannot fucking do it. Like
Vince
if you
McMahon
had
has more. Well, Vince McMahon has more of a right to trademark it than Trump because Vince McMahon was doing it on television first. And even then, Vince McMahon would be smart enough to trademark also the delivery of the word, being, "You're fired."
for me though, it's just like I mean, I would much prefer trademarking a character. I would much prefer doing that, especially like when it comes because those are easier to do because you have your own character look, you have your own character art style, etc., etc. That is something you should definitely trademark. Names are
Like,
kind of like
straight up, there are things you can and cannot trademark. And
pretty much.
common things are not something you can trademark. Kylie is not a common name in the United States.
But it
It
is commonplace.
It is commonplace, yes. Also, there's already somebody who goes by fucking Kylie.
Mm-hmm.
Who's pretty damn popular.
Pretty much. And not to mention that the name... I'm pretty certain I saw another one. That... Oh well, whatever. The main one, of course, being Kylie Minogue and Jenner, but no, there was another one I saw. Like, I remember seeing something along the lines where it's just like, it's Kylie is like an Australian name.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, anything that's in Australia, like any person whose name's Kylie in Australia, probably would look at this story and just go, "What? Excuse me?"
Yeah.
And since there's no possible way I could ever segue from this, I'm just gonna go to my last story because I'm actually on my last story. Go figure. Nicole Scherzinger to co-star in ABC's Dirty Dancing reboot. So, do you like you should know what Dirty Dancing is, right?
Yes, I know what Dirty Dancing is.
To those people out there who don't know what Dirty Dancing is, it was a, I guess, chick flick. If you want to consider it that way.
It was one of those 80s dance movies. I believe that one used Maniac as the theme. It was either that or Flashdance that had Maniac.
I think it was Flashdance that had Maniac.
I think Flashdance had Maniac, yeah.
But nevertheless, it was pretty much a listless summer away thing where you're just you're trying to enjoy your youth, basically. That's pretty much what Dirty Dancing was about. And it starred
Modern, more modern movie that uses a similar concept to Dirty Dancing would be Save the Last Dance. That would be,
or just Footloose, because that had a reboot not too long ago.
yes. Footloose had a reboot not too long ago. Yes, that's true. Also, I guess technically you could say Step Up, even though they're less on the emotional level and more on just we're dancing.
Yeah, but it starred the original Dirty Dancing starred Jennifer Grey, Patrick Swayze, Jerry Orbach, and so the thing is the Nicole Scherzinger is taking the role of Penny, who was originally played by Cynthia Rhodes. This is pretty much one of those things where it's just like, this is an already established character and they're just going to reboot it with a more diverse cast just for the sake of diverse cast.
Yeah.
Or at least that's what it feels like to me. I don't know, maybe Nicole can actually pull it off.
She was in the Pussycat Dolls.
This is true.
So she has some form of dancing ability, hypothetically.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that was a long time ago. It's just, I don't know.
Hey, speaking of... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
It's just Penny was kind of like a main character in Dirty Dancing. And like...
Yeah.
And like, the kind of role that she plays was kind of something that could only be done by a certain character. So that's why I'm kind of saying I mean, I guess Nicole Scherzinger could pull it off, but to me it just feels like diverse cast for the sake of diverse cast. Anyway, you were gonna segue?
Speaking of musical acts that no one fucking remembers, KT Tunstall.
Right.
This is actually my last news story. So what a coincidence. We actually got there. We got there. We did it. So KT Tunstall is best well known for Black Horse and the Cherry Tree and a song I'm guaranteeing no one actually remembers. I'd be surprised if people immediately remembered what Black Horse and the Cherry Tree is, but it was really good.
It was a really good song.
So KT Tunstall recently signed with a new label, Caroline Records, and is working on a new EP that's coming out in June.
Which, I don't know, at this point, I mean, I don't think anyone remembers her, but hey, you know, maybe she might wind up having a good comeback.
I just thought it was, I just thought it was interesting to bring up, because, like, KT Tunstall out of nowhere, like, whoa.
I mean, if I could get away with it, I would play a little bit of her song, but I couldn't get away, like, it's YouTube, I can't get away with it. So, you guys are just gonna have...
get away with anything on YouTube, yeah.
You guys are just gonna have to look it up. The song...
We can get away with that.
Yeah.
So, with the news out of the way, I guess it's time for the charts.
Yep, the charts. Now, we've already covered a lot of this. We already covered a lot of the songs that are still on there, but there's like 5 new songs to cover, and then there's songs that...
And there's a couple of... Yeah, there's a couple of songs that I was a complete unprepared asshole last time, and I now have something to say about them. Not to mention, there's one song that I recently put up a review for that I wasn't able to talk about pretty much at all last time because I was actively working on that review.
Yep. So, let's go ahead and cover the new songs first, and then we'll let Boone cover the songs.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's go from the bottom to the top. Let's start from the bottom, and then we'll be here. Let's do it that way.
So, I think the first one is Fetty Wap 679, which we didn't get a chance to talk about last time, but I think we made pretty clear what we think of Fetty Wap.
You like him. I really don't. I think that this is the best Fetty Wap song that I've heard.
I don't know. I like Trap Queen, but that's just me.
I really
I don't
didn't
know.
like
Fetty to me is just like I've already explained my distaste for a lot of modern hip hop nowadays, where it's just like kind of dreary, depressing, like disinterested, and Fetty is just that light in the tunnel, and that's why I really hope he releases more songs soon.
I feel like Fetty, you're so bad, but I can't be mad at you for it.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about Pitbull. That's kind of how I feel about Pitbull.
It's hard to be mad at Pitbull too. Now that I think of that, yeah. So let's move on to your new favorite song, "Two Phones" by Kevin Gates.
Fuck this song. Fucking verse 1, gorgeous, rhyming with park, rhyming with Ferrari, rhyming with bother. You cannot do that no matter the accent. What the actual fuck, Kevin Gates?
And in the chorus, he says he starts by saying he's got two phones, one. What was the line? One for the something and one for the load. Basically, the first line indicates that he has one line for a supplier and one for delivery. Okay, sure. Then he says he has two phones, one for the bitches and one for the dough. Okay, so those two that involved your drug trafficking didn't have to do with the dough, even though they really did, because I would assume that if you're doing drug trafficking, you're doing it for the dough. So
it's one
either
for the
you
plug.
have two.
It's one for the plug.
One for the plug.
The
Thank you. The plug. I couldn't remember the first term. So either those are your phones for the dough, and you're lying about having only one for the dough, or you actually have three phones for the dough because you're counting the ones for drug trafficking as not being for the dough. I'm assuming the third one is your rap career or something like that. And then you have one for the bitches. Okay. And then you say you need two more. How many phones do you fucking need? Jesus Christ. How are you going to keep track of all of these different fucking lines? What if you call the wrong number? Like you're calling the plug. It's like, hey baby, I'm about to put that dick inside. What the fuck are you saying to me?
Yeah, you're trying to call your bitches and you call your plug. I mean,
right.
Seriously,
dude. These phones need to look distinctive. Like,
yeah, you can't just have 6 Blackberries, none labeled.
No. Can't have like 6 iPhones. What the fuck? And what do you need 2 more for?
You don't explain that at all, dude. Seriously, fucking Kevin Gates, dude. Fucking Kevin Gates.
You've already got 4 phones. At least 3 phones, if not 4 phones.
And that's not to mention the abysmal background audio and the abysmal way he raps. Oh my god. It's also a song, and this is something that I've noticed a lot with a lot of rap songs. It's a song with no target audience. With nothing new added. It's just boring dreck, but I will say the hook is an ear catcher. Despite how bad it is.
It's an ear catcher, but you don't want it catching your ear.
Basically, yeah.
So...
Jeremy!
It's Jeremiah.
No, not to me. Not to me. It's Jeremy. Fuck you.
That is how he pronounces it. Therefore, that is what it is. It is what it is.
No, you know what? No, fuck Jeremy. If he's going to use the word "we" incorrectly, I can call him Jeremy.
So the "we," he is using the word "we." I would think, oh, okay, I get it. He's going to make puns with the French language. No.
Nope.
No.
Nope. He's using "we" as in W-E, but he's spelling it O-U-I.
That's stupid. You're making your song sound more important than it is. Otherwise, this is just another Jeremiah song that moves between putting me to sleep and hurting my head. So,
and
you know.
It's pretty much just boring love song cliche after boring love song cliche with a tone that's on its own is a boring love song cliche, and it's just bland, boring garbage that unfortunately will find its way into the top 10 within a week or two. I'm calling it now.
Yep.
Now,
So next we have
Mike
Bryson
Posner.
Tiller with. Oh wait, Mike Posner is before that.
At least when it comes to new ones, Bryson Tiller was one of those that you didn't cover last time.
Well, let's just go. Let me just go ahead and say something about him. At least, this is a Steal Your Girl song for sure. It's blatantly obvious, but at least he's pretending to care about what the girl thinks. He's pretending to.
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just found it to be like literally everything I hated about modern hip hop.
Yeah, and it's definitely not a good song. But, you know, I'll give it credit where credit is due. Next, speaking of irrelevant artist,
Mike Posner.
Mike fucking Posner coming out of the woodwork. Okay, and he took a pill in Ibiza.
So Avicii would think he's cool.
Yes, and for those who don't know, Ibiza is often associated with club culture, and it's a city that's well known for having really freaking amazing parties all the time. Like,
now,
where was this Mike Posner like 5 or 6 years ago?
What pill did he take to make this good song?
Performance-enhancing drugs.
He needs to share.
He took music steroids.
He needs to share
He
that.
took. Now, we have different opinions on the remix, I'd like to note. I'm planning on doing a review involving the remix. So I'm not going to say too much on this song, unfortunately.
I think the remix is basically generic EDM crap. It's just, I can't care about I Took a Pill in Ibiza's remix. It takes away, I feel like it takes away a lot of the emotion that the original song actually really spent time on. And I don't know, it's just generic EDM crap at that point. It is basically watered down. So, anything you want to say about the remix? Like, I know you're doing a review on it and all.
I think one point where we might have a different opinion is because of the fact that I actually do listen to EDM pretty frequently.
Well, I listen to EDM as well, but it's just, this is very generic for EDM. Or at least the remix is, to me.
I'm just going to say I disagree.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I can like EDM, but it's just not when it's watered down EDM.
Okay, the very next song on the list is One Call Away by Charlie Puth, which I skipped last time because I literally didn't want to listen to the song. I listened to the song now, and here's exactly what my notes say. Here are the exact words. Here are the exact words in my notes. Meh. That's it. That's all I had to say. All right.
Oh boy. Lucas Graham's 7 Years.
Holy
oh my
shit.
god.
This is damn near a masterpiece, if not an actual masterpiece itself. It's reflective. It's reflective. It's beautiful.
Very much. It is a powerful song with beautiful imagery.
It's
absolutely
incredibly well.
absolutely
It's amazing. It's amazing. Song of the Year candidate right here. Song of the Year candidate.
Probably Song of the Year winner, at least in my books. And we're not, like, we're just getting into March. So, I mean, there's gonna be some tough fucking competition to beat 7 Years for me. I also have to say, it also has some nostalgic value for me, surprisingly. I know it's a new song, but have you ever heard of the band Five for Fighting?
Yes, I have.
Have you heard their song 100 Years?
Yes.
Because 7 Years gives me an 100 Years kind of vibe.
I definitely see that.
So,
I
mean...
I definitely see where you're coming from with that one.
Yeah, no. Lucas Graham, please get up higher. Like, become #1. And, you know, then I won't lose entirely... Like, I won't lose hope on Billboard. Now, I actually do... I kind of lied about this earlier. I do have one more news story, but I wanted to say this before we get to the next segment.
Well, there is one more song that I didn't talk about previously, and now I can.
Go ahead.
Pillow Talk by Zayn.
Oh, right.
Yes, because I put up that review. This song has no substance whatsoever. None.
And if you guys want to see his review, go to his channel.
Mm-hmm.
Basically.
Like, don't get me wrong, there's style there. There's definitely style there, but nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, what we're about to get into is we made a couple of top 5 lists, in no particular order, of some random...
A listing of 5 things, if you will.
Pretty much, yeah. And, of just a random artist. Now, we chose to choose an artist who fades in and out of obscurity pretty fucking quickly. And this brings me to my absolute last news story, the one that I found while we were doing the news stories.
Mm-hmm.
Britney Spears on using computers. It's really not for me.
Stop calling me in the middle of the podcast. You know who you are. You know what you did.
As she continues her triumphant Las Vegas residency, Britney Spears is covering V magazine for its 100th issue. And for the first time since 1999. In Spears' cover story, the pop icon reveals that despite her active Instagram life, she's not on her computer all that much. In fact, the 34-year-old admits she doesn't get what the big deal is with computers and the internet. Honestly, I still don't...
34.
Honestly, I still don't use my computer, Spears tells V. My kids use the computer more than I do. I understand that a lot of people are into it, and I have days where I write and stuff, but it's not really for me. It's not my thing. So, yeah, Britney. That is who we are covering for our top 5. Or our 5.
Now, you listed 5 songs that were good.
That I thought were good, yes. And I excluded... I excluded Baby One More Time, Toxic, Oops, I Did It Again, and Crazy because those are the obvious ones.
Mm-hmm. I included 4 songs that indicate Britney Spears, the reason she ends up fading out of obscurity, or many of the reasons she does, rather, and 1 song that's just funny to bring up.
Mm-hmm. So, who's gonna go first? Should we bring up the Drek first, or should we bring up the actual good stuff?
Let's bring up the good stuff first.
Alright. So, while doing my Britney searching, I found Criminal, which is surprisingly well written. I'm surprised no one talks about this song as much as they really should. It's kind of, I mean, sure, it's kind of generic at times. It can be very generic at times, but I mean, the metaphors that are used within Criminal are actually pretty fucking good. Circus, and it's mainly due to how the song is not really how the song is written, but how it's created. Like, a lot of the, I like the instrumental, I like, you know, how everything is done, but I'm not necessarily sure.
There's certainly a flow to it that very well fits with the theming and fits with sort of the subject matter of the song.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, don't get me wrong, Circus is not completely Drek. It's just kinda
I would call it unorthodox.
Very. Very.
Mm-hmm.
I found Sometimes, which has to be the most 1990 song ever. Fucking
Yeah.
ever.
Mhm.
um, and then I have two actually relatively recent songs in Britney's discography. We got Till the World Ends, which I think is a good club song, which I guess may have been a generic song in like 2011, but in hindsight, it's actually a pretty fun song that I would definitely put on a best of list in Britney's box. And then I've got Hold It Against Me, which is also another great Britney comeback song when she was trying to get back into into relevancy.
On the other hand, my list.
Oh boy.
Now, I'm going to start with the joke. I'm going to start with the one that's just funny to bring up. The theme from the Mickey Mouse Club. Simply because of the fact that Doodle even forgot that Britney was in the Mickey Mouse Club.
Yeah. No, I had fucking no idea.
Yeah, Britney Spears was in the Mickey Mouse Club.
Well, it was a good it was a good choice to bring up Britney as our top 5 for this show.
Yes. Now we bring up one of the big reasons that Britney Spears. The rest of these involve reasons why Britney Spears tends to become irrelevant, and part of that is going to be that she tries too hard to make herself relevant. A good example, "Slave for You."
Better S&M song than S&M though.
Yes, definitely a better S&M song than S&M, but still very much Britney trying too hard to be edgy in a time where a lot of people were edgy.
Yep.
Certainly. But not as hard, but not trying as hard as the next song, "If You Seek Amy."
Now, I didn't actually listen to this song.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have to kind of fill me in on what this one's about.
Well, in the verse, she's talking about how she's trying to find her friend Amy. And then the chorus goes, "Love me, hate me, say what you want about me. All of the boys and all of the girls are begging to if you seek Amy." Now say that line a little bit too fast.
Wait, what?
Say the line "if you seek Amy" a little bit too fast.
If you seek me? Seek Amy? Seek Amy? I don't get it. Maybe I'm missing.
F-U-C-K-me.
Oh! Oh! Oh!
Yes.
I'm just like, hold
Think
on.
about it. Think about it. It doesn't make sense. Love me, hate me, say what you want about me, but all the boys and all the girls are begging to... What fits there?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. That's actually pretty clever. It's trying, sure, but that's pretty fucking clever.
It's really clever, but it was clearly a desperate attempt to get attention, and it was not a well-written song.
Maybe it was because it was too obscure that I don't think anyone fucking talks about this.
Oh no, it was not too obscure because it made news reports.
Did it?
Yes, it made news reports. They played a clip of a news report at the beginning of the music video.
Jeez.
And an actual one.
Jeez, okay. Alright.
Next song on this list was released shortly after "If You Seek Amy." 3. Now, this song...
I skipped out on.
This song is about threesomes.
Oh, wait, I'm reading the lyrics. I'm reading the lyrics. I actually have heard this one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And she makes reference to Peter, Paul, and Mary. So
Yeah, no, yeah, I'm looking at this. I'm cringing just reading the lyrics.
And finally, a song that will make you cringe even more just by reading the title of it, Work Bitch.
Yeah, that was the one that was featuring Iggy, right?
No, that was not the one. I purposely did not include the one that was featuring Iggy.
Oh, which one was Work Bitch then? Oh, right, no, it was that one. Okay, no, never mind. Never mind. Never mind. So, anyone, or do you want to fill in
The
for
song
the
Work
viewers?
by Rihanna featuring Drake, I'm pretty sure it says the word work less frequently than Work Bitch does.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not 100% on that, but it might say it less. Repetitive Drake.
Yep, sounds like it.
Mm-hmm. Which Work by Rihanna featuring Drake happens to be the #1 song in the country, so
Uh-huh.
yay. Not yay. Just gonna go with not yay.
Anyway, this is our last final thoughts and stuff like that. I mean, should we do like the top 5 every show now, or like every other show?
Doing the 5 things.
Mm-hmm.
I think if we just do not have a lot of songs to talk about in the top 30, we can just plan on doing the 5 things type
Well,
of
the thing
thing.
is I don't think we're gonna have that many to talk about. Like, if this show had anything like any idea behind it, you know, like we have to look for a lot of fucking news stories.
Yeah, that's true. Although, granted, we're only at like what, an hour and a half.
We're at currently an hour and 16 minutes.
Okay, so which is fine because the last one was pretty long, and I'm sure we would have gotten longer if we'd have actually gone through the entire Oscars. But yeah,
Yeah, but this is music, not movies.
yeah, this is chiefly a music thing, even though we occasionally drift off topic.
Yep. No,
Um,
if like I feel like no, it would be probably a good addition though into this show if we just did top 5 each time and then like we announce what the next one's going to be or something like that.
yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
So, who do you want to do next? Should we look for actually good artists?
Hmm. 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 Um. Maybe it doesn't have to be an artist though. It could be just based on subject matter, as it were. We did an artist this time, of course.
I mean, yeah, it could be on subject matter. Do you have any ideas to that, or? Because if we leave it up to me, I'm gonna probably give us something kind of very obscure.
Oh, oh boy. Well, not so obscure that. Hmm. There's an idea. How about we pick 5 songs that nobody's going to remember?
That's gonna be kind of a hard one. Like, what do you mean by that?
Basically, we go with songs that did chart and charted pretty decently, but that you don't hear anybody talk about.
Oh, dude, I can just go into my Billboard series and like finish that list in like a second. I
Oh
look
yeah,
at any of.
I could I could do a list like that too, and I could find some crazy stuff.
Deck of Cards by Wink Martindale.
Okay. Um, okay. Maybe we need some other requirement other than just it has to have charted. It has
Wink,
to have
Wink.
charted in It has to have charted in the last 30 years.
Fuck.
Like,
I mean, I'm just saying, 1950, I believe, 8?
yeah, we're
I mean-
not going 1958. We're not going 1950s, 1960s.
I mean, because if we left it up to me, I would have gone 5 fun songs from the band Fun.
Oh. I don't think I even know 5 songs by the band Fun.
Exactly.
Then again, I don't think you know 5 songs by the Flaming Lips.
Nope. I don't think I even know one from them. But, let's be honest. Nobody knows Fun anymore. It's just kind of sad. Because they were actually a pretty good band.
Yeah, they had like 1 major hit though. Well,
2.
2.
They had Some Nights and Tonight We're Young.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think the lead
Worse,
singer...
trying to name. It could be worse. It could be trying to name 5 Gautier songs.
Owl City. I can name 3 Owl City.
They all sound the same. That's my problem. Like, but
3. No. Oh, dude, I could just go straight into Colorado and say 303.
I thought we wanted to go with good artists, though.
It's true.
Like, if we're going to shittiest of the shit, like, we can go shittier.
Well, you know what? Good artist? Fuck it. Adele. Or is that too good? Or is that too good?
That might be too good. Might be too good. Because simply put, all we'll be doing in that podcast is just gushing over Adele. That's it. That's all. That's all. We won't have anything negative to say. And that's a problem.
Blues Traveler?
Blues Traveler. Yeah, that should be interesting.
Blues Traveler it is!
Blues Traveler!
That is gonna be so fun!
And we're blue dabba dee dabba die.
Blues Traveler, if anyone out there in my viewer base is even gonna know anything about Blues Traveler...
I doubt anyone in my viewer base will either.
But you know what? Fuck it, we're doing that.
Next week's episode is for the purposes of education.
Well, not next week, it's the week after. But yeah, next episode is...
You get what I'm saying.
Next episode is definitely going to be based for education.
Yes.
So, we'll see you then. This is Susie Doodle.
And this is Boonslayer.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye.